Welcome back to WorldGuard. In the prior videos in this series, we have explained a lot of the different services that are offered by WorldGuard to discover the world marketing and its agents. You have seen in the prior videos how we've accessed the preferred client portal to explain the variety of different medical travel insurance products that are available to you for sale to your clients. This website should look very familiar to you by now. It is the home page for WorldGuard.net. It should serve as the start page or the landing page for you as the agent when you are engaged in your daily activities, particularly those that involve selling medical travel insurance products to your clients. I'll quickly touch on some of the features again, just so that if you've not seen the prior 3 videos, and this is the first time that you're coming here, that you're familiarized with this site and where it will take you. The little yellow circle that you can see moving right now is my mouse or the cursor that I'm going to move around during the course of this training video to try and highlight certain things as I talk. It will hopefully make this a better experience for you and aid you to follow along very closely for the next 15 to 20 minutes. As I said, this is the landing page for you, and it will be the place that you can access the products that you will be selling. The Atlas Travel Series, the StudentSecure, which you see here, as well as the Atlas Group Series. You can click on any of these and gain further information about those particular products in the event that you need that or your client wants further information. You can get further information on who the provider of this service is. You can access customer support. And as we've highlighted before, if you have any issues during the course of your day or the course of an engagement with a client and you need customer support, you could do so by contacting us at the number or the email shown there. Later during this training session, I will point out where in the process of completing a policy where you can engage in live chat as well with a technical representative to help in the event that completing those forms or completing those policy questions, you are unable to do so without the full confidence you need. So we'll walk you through that as well. The final thing I'd like to point out to you here is what we call the resources. This is that you access using your either given or soon to be provided ID number. In this location, every agent in the system will have access to these videos as well as other support material, PowerPoint presentations, as well as pamphlets and other marketing material that will be in a common place. We believe that having it in one place, there will be a consistency of delivery in terms of the service. Instead of having printed material or material that's resident on your hard drive that won't be updated regularly or isn't current. By keeping it here in this location, we ensure that everybody has access to the same up-to-date information, and we hope that you use that. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk you through a scenario today in this video that involves the StudentSecure service product. By taking you through this as we have in the past, we're going to make sure that you experience all the various screenshots, witness the drop-down menu choices, and are fully aware of and fully understand what the required input fields are. In this way, when you do walk through this in a real scenario where you're doing it with a client for a purchase, you can do so effectively and very, very confidently. If for any reason during the course of this video you have a question or have a comment, please either jot that down or remember it, and then do get back to us either through customer support or through contact us and relay that information to us. We want to be sure that any questions or comments you have we address immediately, and we're very happy to do so. You will probably observe as well during the course of this training video that we've tried to make these training scenarios very relevant to you. That's done on purpose so that, again, this is something that makes sense to you and can connect. And we hope in this case we do the same thing. So what we're going to do is we'll go back to the home page. Now, as you would if you were working with this website during your normal business day, you would immediately access the preferred client portal where you could engage in the sale of a policy. So we've effectively signed in as a client at the moment, and as we've indicated, The session today at this point is going to work with StudentSecure. Now the StudentSecure, as we've indicated before, is meant for a person traveling for an extended period of time. Typically 6 months to a year, and in most cases somebody who is a dependent. It could typically be a minor or somebody underage that is going somewhere outside of their home country in pursuit of academics, education. And that differs from a short-term policy where it's usually one or more people traveling for a very brief period of time as part of a vacation or pleasure or even business. So let's go into StudentSecure. Immediately you will note that the step 1 is different, as it should be. It's a different product. It looks similar in a way, but it's different in terms of the information that's required. So what we're going to do is, in this case, you need to define, and this does allow for the student, if you will, to bring along a spouse or children and family. But what we're going to do on this one is choose student only. And we're going to indicate that this is going to be for a year-long course. So we're going to say that we're going to run from December 1st, 2010 to November 30th, 2011. And we're going to say that the participant is not a U.S. citizen, and the coverage area in this case does not need to include the U.S. because the student is going to be studying in England. So hypothetically in this scenario we can, as we say, exclude the U.S. We're going to at this stage say that the participant is 20 years old, has no children, and we're going to indicate that we want to fulfill this policy online. So again, it's a student only. It's a year policy. The person, the student in this particular case, is not a U.S. citizen or resident. The coverage area is going to be, in this case, Europe, because it includes the U.S. The participant's age, we got that wrong. We're going to go, we said 20. The participant's age is 20. There are no children, and we intend to fulfill online. At this point, this allows you, for the client that you're working with, to obtain a quote. You can proceed from that point on and actually obtain a policy, or you can, at that point, stop if the person is simply requesting a quote and is shopping around, getting various quotes for prices to find out whether they're competitive or it's something they wish to proceed with. Now what you're seeing here is you have successfully obtained your initial quote. It describes that it's a student only. It's a 20-year-old person or category of age. It's 12 months. Now what is provided here is a number of alternatives. There can be a single payment or monthly payments. There is a select insurance product and a budget product. Now what we want to do is here, if you have any questions, you can always click on this information that provides you with the details. Now in this case, the select plan and the certificate maximum period allows for a coverage, basically a $300,000 plan, and the spouse and children are not relevant in this case. So there's a $50,000 difference. There's also, as you would consider, there is a $50,000 maximum difference between the participant on these two plans. And the co-insurance here outlines the difference in terms of the coverage. So inside the U.S. is not relevant because it's not applies. So the co-insurance claims incurred outside the U.S. is relevant after the deductible has been met. Underwriters will pay 100% of the eligible expenses to the certificate maximum. Underwriters will pay 80% of the next $10,000 of eligible expenses after the deductible, 100% of the certificate period maximum. Again, you can see here that it's basically an 80% coverage. There is a significantly larger exposure to the student or the parent or whoever's paying for the policy. In this particular case, there is more of an assumed risk by the participant. Emergency nursery care, it's not particularly relevant here because we don't have a newborn. Evacuation, this again is not subject to a deductible, nor is it in this policy. Emergency reunion, if in the event the student is hospitalized or needs to be returned home, it can be done. There is a limit to the lifetime of this, so in this case it would be a year, of $2,500 versus $1,000. Accidental death and dismemberment, if that child were to suffer the loss of a hand or death. Obviously in this policy there is no coverage. Here there is a principal sum maximum of $25,000 for the participant. Repatriation of remains, if this were to occur and there was a death involved, getting the remains back, there's obviously a difference of $10,000. So the biggest thing to point out here when you're considering the difference of roughly $204 to $200 over the course of a year is the anticipated out-of-pocket costs associated with the coverage of the fees outside of the deductible. And I think that's a personal choice that any one of the clients has to make. If they want to assume that there's a likelihood of something, then, and they don't want out-of-pocket expenses, then I would select that they choose the select plan. If they feel that this is simply an insurance